Welcome to Derm Dumber, a podcast about all things dermatology, skincare, and whatever else catches our attention. We're a husband and wife. One of us is a dermatologist.
And one is not.
Oh, and by the way, this is a podcast, not a medical appointment. It is for entertainment and general informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to a new episode of Derm Dumber. What are we talking about today?
Well, it wouldn't be one of these early episodes if I didn't bring up some sort of maxing that I'd learned about the week before.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. So...
What are we maxing? What are we maxing now?
Apparently now we're maxing our eyes, but this is something called medial canthus maxing.
Our eyes. How are we maxing out our medial... Wait, what's the word?
Canthus is like one of them, I guess canthi if you're talking about both of them.
Ooh, Latin.
But the medial canthus is the middle part of your eye that is next to your nose. And apparently, you know, that like inner corner there, that's the medial canthus. And apparently it is a desired trait amongst some people to have an elongated line there. And so there are people on social media who are saying they're like just slitting this area themselves at home. I guess this is a procedure you could have done by a plastic surgeon for various reasons, although I have not really heard of that before looking into this trend a little bit. But what's just more outrageous is that people are just saying that they're doing it themselves.
Like, these people okay, let me get this. They're just taking like a home scalpel setup or some kind of like, I got a box cutter and I'm going to just jump in there and slit from the corner of my eye into my nose towards like the bridge of my nose. Yeah,
just to make it a tiny little slit. I mean, it's not like cutting all the way across to the bridge of your nose, but just to make like a little line there, a little cut, a couple of like millimeters.
Isn't that something you can just do with makeup?
Yes. So,
or is this with men too?
No, this is like a men thing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, women do things creatively with like eye pencils to try to make this area look elongated.
Because I've seen it on the
more on the
outside of the eye where they draw a huge line that extends all the way to the earlobe.
Yeah.
Or something ridiculous, but
yeah.
Okay. I mean, whatever, that's a makeup trend. So, but you're saying now that this is not just makeup. This is surgery. This is straight up home surgery to put a slit in your skin so that I can always see this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how, like if, the skin is going to tend to heal, like depending on how like deeply you cut here. So whether it's permanent, I don't know. If you go deep enough and like there's scarring, then yes, it's not going to heal over. The whole thing is just insanity, really. And I mean, like, yeah, I guess you're thinking about having your friend or you're doing this in the mirror. And I mean, there's like really important structures there in the, that area of your eye in terms of like tear management and, tear drainage. And, if you get a big scar that happens on your lower lid, you get something on it called ectropion, where like your eye just folds out and it's just going to forever be dry. So, there's just a lot of...
Wow. Yeah, a lot of potential for
it's just
disaster.
Not an area. Yeah. And it was funny, I was looking up this, trend, just Googling it, see what I would get. And I got to this page, I think it was called like looksmaxing.com. I don't know, something. And it had laid out this whole plan of how to do it, which luckily by the end I kind of realized was satire. But like the beginning of it was like, grab a knife that you don't see any visible rust on.
Yeah. Well, that's just sadly probably not far from the actual website that might tell somebody how to do this stuff.
Yeah. So, just...
Yeah, sometimes I don't want to learn things.
I know. The maxing it entertains me though, so
And that's what it's called. Like if somebody listening who, like me, just learned what you're talking about, wanted to Google this, they would type in medial canthus maxing.
Yes.
The type of people who do this are using the actual medical term for that part of the face.
Yes.
Wow, good for them. Just wouldn't have expected that. They could be like, I can't even think of what stupid word I would have called it. Anyways, all right. Well, okay, moving on from that nonsense. Is that all? Is there more on that?
No, there's nothing else on that. But
so just be on the lookout for crazy cuts on people's sides of their noses.
Yeah, I just don't
bleed from their eye.
I mean, to me, I don't see how that looks attractive.
I bet we don't see that. I bet that was like
a freak thing.
3 people online that got attention, and then
Well, other trends I have seen this week: contouring with SPF. Do you know what contouring is?
Yeah, I think so.
Like when it refers to like makeup and like what women, I mean, I guess what men do it to contour their face.
Yeah. No, yeah. They're dare I say, maximizing their products.
Yes.
Yeah, to their appearance. Their appearance by with the use of products.
Yeah. So this is like using
makeup,
lighter or darker pigmented products to kind of create or enhance shadows on the face so that angles look more pronounced, or
cheekbones pop up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, more defined.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I would have guessed.
So contouring with SPF, what people are doing is they're basically using SPF sunscreen like where you would put usually highlighter, which would be like using a lighter product to make an area reflect light.
Okay.
And change the contours. So anyway, they use the SPF as the highlighter. So they'll put it like across the cheekbones and then let the rest of the face tan. So the tan is, acting like the darker contour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems, it seems like you're hoping for, I mean, when you do that with makeup, don't you, I mean, I don't know, have you ever?
Sure.
You've done this with makeup before?
Sure.
You're not a big makeup user, so I don't,
Right.
But I know we've gone to things before where, yes, you have to wear more or less than you usually do. But anyways, so you do this with makeup, you can make a mistake or you can brush it off or blend it better. But I mean, here you're like really gambling that hopefully you got it even, right?
Yeah.
And you got the same layer amount.
Yeah.
And you got it in the same spots, and then the sun is hitting.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables.
This is just like, hey, instead of buying a bunch of makeup and trying to get good with using it,
I don't know.
You can just buy this one product and sit in the sun. It's free. The sun is free.
Well, and the other thing is too, like you're trying to use this, you're trying to contour your face so it looks better, looks more youthful. You're maxing yourself, but you're actually tanning yourself, which hopefully all of our listeners now know is not ideal if you're trying to avoid things like brown spots, loose skin, not to mention skin cancer. But, you're going to definitely struggle with a contoured facial look if your skin is all saggy from chronic sun exposure.
Except for the one spot where you kept applying it. That's funny. This is another one of those things where you get people like we talked about last week using the UV, using something good for something evil.
Yes. Good point.
I love it. I love it. The world is so dumb.
Yeah. And then similar to this, I mean, I think people have always done this, but seeing an increase in it talked about on social media is sunscreen tattoos, which, kind of similar to contouring with sunscreen, just that, you draw a picture or whatever, something with your sunscreen and you let the rest of yourself tan and you have a
you wash it off
white
and then you have
tattoo.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've seen humorous clips before, or in my life, just at the beach when we were younger, just like like a guy drawing a word.
Oh,
in the back, like, will you put some sunscreen on my back? And then just like barely applying it, but putting like a
the word dork or something across it.
Yeah, or something far more,
Right.
distasteful.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's just good old fashioned fun.
But it's the same problem.
Right.
I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's what, 3 quick trends you're seeing?
Yeah. And then another thing I thought I would share that has been circulating for a while now on social media, but I was recently interviewed about it, is Anne Hathaway's facelift hair hack.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but I do know who Anne Hathaway is. So you're saying she came up with a new procedure?
Yeah, I
to
guess.
get a free facelift with her hair somehow?
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different conversation about whether or not Anne Hathaway has had work done or not. I mean, she looks amazing, but what this is particularly referring to is that, and she did post herself showing this being done, is that she will have her hairstylist make this little braid that is not visible. So it's not visible. It's hidden by hair on top. So it's kind of like an underneath braid that she makes from her temple back on both sides. And then she ties them like it's tied together at the crown. So it's like allegedly like pulling, the temple back to like give a bit of a lift, and then the rest of her hair over the top of it, covers those braids, so you don't
I see
see
what
it.
You're sort of demonstrating it to me while we're sitting here, so I can picture it. But okay,
yeah, did I explain that kind of well?
Yeah, I get it. Well, I mean, that's a hairstyle, though, right?
I mean,
like I've seen that, like where a woman will do 2 braids on the side, tie it back, and then just the rest of the hair kind of flows back around them. But you can still use these.
Sure, but she's doing it to pull it
super
like
tight,
really tight,
and then hide
so
them.
That and then like to get this little lift in the temple skin.
Got it.
So, I mean, I attempted to do this standing in front of the mirror, and I mean, I guess you can get like a tiny bit of lift there, but okay, the real problem is here that it doesn't feel great.
I was going to say, doesn't that hurt? And then all night long, or however long you have to hold it for your event, your just hair is being pulled the whole time.
Yeah, and there's a little thing called traction alopecia that people get from having their hair like constantly pulled back in like a tight ponytail or a tight braid. So, you're basically pulling and traumatizing the hair as it comes out of the follicle. And over time, if you continue to do that, actually, you can permanently scar the follicle and you won't grow hair there. So
do that sparingly.
I mean, I would do it sparingly if you're going to do it. But again, I don't do it. Yeah, maybe just don't do it. I don't know. I personally didn't really see. But apparently this hack has a lot of people that are now trying it out.
Okay, of course.
And speaking about, I don't know, famous people out there, I was recently watching something with our son. I don't remember what. And I saw Tom Brady. And I am not a football fan. I don't really care about Tom Brady or whatever, or stay too much on top of like just
sports figures
or, really stars in general, unless there's something going on with them in social media. But anyway, he looks a lot different than I remember him.
Okay. I haven't seen him in a while because I do watch football, and the football season's been long over now. I haven't seen him in a while. What does he look like now that caught your eye?
I mean, he just looks good. He looks like a supermodel. He's got the high cheekbones and a great hairline.
And the last time you saw him, he didn't have those things?
Yeah, I don't remember having those thoughts about him at all.
Having those thoughts about him?
Well, just that he was attractive even.
Oh, I see. Yeah, nah.
And now I'm like, damn, he could be a supermodel.
Okay, well, I'm sure he appreciates that if he's a listener.
Yeah, little shout out to Tom Brady. So pretty sure he's had some work done on that hairline in the transplant space.
Got it. Oh, I see. I was wondering how you were going to tie that back into health and derm and skincare. All right. We just wanted to talk about how hot this dude was.
Yeah, well, yeah. I wondered if you had appreciated his change.
I have not. He's become a broadcaster for, is it Fox or CBS? I don't know. He's become a broadcaster now. That's the only time I ever see him is when I'm watching a football game and he's calling the game.
Yeah. Wasn't there a thing he was doing with like his brother where they were like, wasn't there a thing like where they were commenting on games or something and it was like him and his brother going back and forth?
No. That's, that you're thinking of the Manning brothers. Eli.
Oh, the Manning brothers.
Eli
See, this is how
Peyton.
little I know about football.
Yeah. No, that stuff's good.
That's entertaining.
If you don't care about either team and you just want to, yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Tom Brady. So yeah, the transplant.
I'd rather talk about the Mannings, but okay. Go ahead.
Okay. No, there's not that much else to say. I think he's also probably had some filler to enhance the cheekbone area, lift up the upper face. And then I just think he's also lost a lot of weight. Anyway, that's all about that. I just was in shock.
You saw a picture of him and it shocked you. Great. All right.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
maybe we can figure out what he did, how much that would cost, and you can make me.
Okay. More on that in the future.
Yeah. Well, all right. So there's the top 4 or 5 things that have caught your attention on social media this week.
Yeah. Something else that I think is popular that I really see has rubbed off on you lately is fragrance. This is really taking over in the beauty space.
Okay. How so?
Just lots of brands incorporating fragrance in different ways, trying to do unique things with fragrance.
Oh yeah, you got like a PR package randomly in the mail the other day. And in it was like a sample vial of one of their like perfumes. But also something that I'd never heard of or seen before. It was a lotion, a moisturizer, but it was heavily scented. Right?
Yeah, and not even really a lotion, more like a body milk.
Okay.
Like,
how's that not a moisturizer?
Okay, I mean, I guess it's a moisturizer, but you said lotion, and I just think of that as like a heavy fragranced product. That's not really what this was.
So, all right, whatever. So yeah, it's not a bottle of Jergens, but it's a
like a lighter.
It's a milk. You want to call it?
Yeah, I want to say like a milky consistency, and it's just you're supposed to use it to moisturize your skin, and it leaves this very light fragrance behind.
Yeah, no, I mean you used it the other day, and I was like, "Whoa, did you put on a scent?"
Yeah, I don't really love scents too much. I mean,
no, I know, and if you're in clinic and seeing patients, you probably shouldn't be covered in like a strong, powerful scent.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I don't like scented skincare much at all. But occasionally I do like, a perfume or, some kind of fragrance if I'm outside of clinic. But yeah, I don't want to annoy people with scents. But
well, when skincare products, you typically want to avoid those things just to keep another ingredient out that can cause a problem, right? Isn't that right?
I mean, yes, there is that argument, but skincare for a lot of people is also about the experience, and there are lots of people who want fragrance in that experience. True. So it becomes like a whole sensory part of it. So a lot of brands will have versions that are fragrance free, or they'll have fragrance in some product that they're using, but they'll have an alternative.
Yeah.
For people that don't want it.
No, this has clearly gotten a lot more, popular on social media, because even my limited social media use, I've started to see a lot of talk about colognes. And I hate to admit it, becoming influenced by some of this stuff. I've kind of gotten the bug on some colognes. I've never been a cologne person. Same with you. I didn't really like them. They've always been like, I have a very sensitive nose, so I can pick up the slightest scent. So anybody that, and then that's the other thing. The only people that ever seem to wear them were these like douchey guys that just went nuts and you could smell them across the room. And it was just like, I never want to be associated with that. But however, I don't know, if you start to dive into it, you start to see the artistry behind some of it, and it's just such a deep rabbit hole that you can go in. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for it now. I guess there's some things that I've really really have caught me. Like I said, I've got the bug for it now. There's a couple of scents I've ordered, and I've started to get little samples and these decants of.
And now the algorithm is really.
Oh my God, yes. And now I can't get away from it. If I get in there, I have to start like blocking stuff if I want. But I can't believe it. I'm being influenced.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Well,
anyways, So that's in skincare now too.
Yeah. So this other type of fragrance that I thought was really interesting that we've talked about before too, because I know you have, there's a brand that you like that I think tries to evoke more like emotional, sentimental type of.
Yes, the replica line from Maison Margiela.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of my favorites. And they do a really good job of it. Just, they literally call their bottles, their scents, like, by the fireplace or something.
Yeah.
So it has a name of like an event. The name of it is a feeling. So you're saying that's just stretched into other skincare.
Well, I'm saying that there's that, and then there's actually this category of fragrance now called functional fragrance, which is which there are brands that are trying to actually attempt to evoke certain emotional responses with their fragrance. So there are companies that are trying to use neuroscience-based methodologies to actually create different feelings like joy, for example, when using a fragrance, and they're trying to like measure and quantify this.
Okay.
So kind of interesting.
Yeah. Wonder when they'll get to anger and what that's going to smell like.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to work on evoking that.
You just got to scroll social media
for
30 seconds.
Exactly.
Hey, I've evoked anger again.
Yeah, so now we have basically an entire section in our bedroom of Benjamin's scents.
Oh, it's not. Get out of here. I'm not I will not stand for this.
Because now not only the fragrances he's into, but now he's like really interested in learning about dupes that.
Well, yeah, just because that's wallet friendly. I'm not gonna, some of these scents are ridiculous what they try to get away with charging. If you find something you like, so yeah, that's what you do. You order is what I do at least. You order a sample or a travel size or something, you get the little thing. If you like it, this is my process. If I like it, then I do some research to find out if there's a really good Middle Eastern dupe, because that's where they all come from. All the best ones come from some Middle Eastern country, where they will just take a popular fragrance and make a fraction of a cost dupe of it, and sometimes even going so far as to completely dupe the bottle. Which I guess I've learned in the community, like presentation on the bottle and the opening it and all that, that's highly regarded. I don't give a crap about that.
Mm-hmm. So you're part of the community now?
If it smells good. No, I'm just saying, but some of if you do enough research, you start to see these same people who, who do this for a living somehow.
Yeah.
They will, but anyways, yeah, that's my method. So dupes. If you can get a dupe for a fraction of the cost, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it makes sense.
How does that pertain to what you were about to say?
Well, I was just going to say, so it sounds like you can get pretty close with these dupes. And the thing is, too, there's like dupes that people talk about in skincare as well. There's kind of certain, I guess, sort of iconic products that, maybe people try to find less expensive versions of. But in skincare, it's interesting because I don't know how it works in the fragrance world, but, and honestly, I didn't know this before I started to create between, my skincare line for kids.
Oh, here we go. No, go ahead. This is actually, I think I see where you're going, and this is pertinent. It's not just tooting your horn again.
Yeah. So
not a commercial.
I didn't know this. No one, no one trained me on this as I was going through dermatology residency, even though people just sort of think that dermatologists know about skincare. We really don't. You really do have to like go learn it yourself separately. It's not part of training. But anyway, so when I set out to try to make some products, I learned that there are different ways to bring products to market. So you can come up with your own formulation, work with a chemist, tell them what you're interested in, go back and forth, come up with a finished product that you're happy with that you totally own. And is what I did with Between for our cleanser and moisturizer. But then there is what's called white labeling. So there are tons of these companies that have these products, these already created and known to be stable products that you basically just buy from them and put your label on.
Right. Which is really handy when it comes to a particular product, right? Because let me just, when in regards to your products, the Between BTWN, for those of you keeping score, for those products, you developed a moisturizer and a cleanser on your own from scratch.
Yes,
with ingredients. Those
custom worked with the chemist.
Yeah. Okay. But then you added a sunscreen because people were asking, and that's your most important, thing, right? But like we talked about last week, sunscreen is ridiculously hard to come up with a new one.
Right.
In America because of the FDA's involvement in treating it like a drug.
Right. So it is much harder to create your own sunscreen. So I did do basically white label a sunscreen product that's out there. So basically the point is that multiple companies can have the same product because they're just buying it from these companies and slapping their own labels on it.
Right.
So
we can't know what it is in the public, though.
No, you don't.
We have
it's
no
not.
idea.
There's no way for you.
They don't have to disclose it. They don't have to. Yeah. Okay.
No. Or you can do a semi-custom where there might be some kind of tweak that you make to it. So one of those tweaks could be fragrance, or maybe you're able to add some kind of ingredient or two that you want without hugely changing the overall formula. So you could do a semi-custom type of formulation. So, but yeah, for the sunscreen, definitely just, a huge barrier to doing that if I had not white labeled. But anyway,
that's not to say you didn't do a good amount of research and figure out which one is the best for you and for what you're trying to, get across with skincare.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I tried to white label or do semi-custom for the cleanser and the moisturizer, but there just wasn't anything out there that met my standards.
Oh, yes. Those
because it is
exceptionally high standards.
Much faster, much less expensive to get those things going versus creating your own. And we can talk about that whole process if we feel like people would find that interesting at some point. But anyway, my point is with dupes in skincare that there easily can be those because a lot of these manufacturers may be using similar, if not the same, base products.
Got it. Well, there you go. Anybody want to start their own skincare line? That's a little glimpse into how to do it. Right. So I think that's good for what we wanted to talk about today that was catching your attention this week. Let's do a few more listener questions. We did a couple last week and it seemed to be a good idea with some of the feedback we got. So we have a few more that you picked, or that I picked, or that came to us in some form or another. So here we go. Let's do this first one here. Somebody asks, my friend is using beef tallow moisturizer. Your favorite. Why are people doing this? And is it bad for you? Oh, man. I'm going to sit back and listen to this because this is one of the first, pardon the pun, one of the first beefs you got into a lot on social media with people was about this.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Oh, my gosh. I honestly just feel a combination of very tired and just very worked up when I even think about beef tallow. Okay. So.
But it's so tasty.
Oh my God. Yeah.
God.
So
why is her friend using it?
Yeah.
On her face?
Well, I think she's
as a moisturizer.
So there's this huge trend, right, where everyone thinks everything is natural. If it's natural, it's got to be better for me.
Yeah. What could be more natural than
let me rub this
The rendered fat from a cow.
fat on my face. And okay, so can it be used as a moisturizer? I mean, I guess, yes, it has moisturizing properties. It's primarily an occlusive form of moisturizing agent. So it's basically going to work to prevent water loss from your skin. So
in that respect, it's a moisturizer.
Yeah, in that respect, it's a moisturizer. But as an occlusive, it does, even though people will swear it like cures their acne, there's whole product lines that actually say they have beef tallow products to cure your acne. Don't even get me started. But it makes no sense that that would work because occlusives hold, trap dirt, oil, sweat under the skin, clog pores, which can drive acne. So ridiculous. I mean, if it's working for you and it's clearing your acne, great.
Right. Who you hurting?
But
do it.
But
good for you.
Just it's not what I would reach for when there are proven, tested ingredients and actives out there that we know are benefiting your skin.
But I can't pronounce those.
Oh my gosh. It's not my fault that you only finished third grade. I mean,
Oh, here we go.
Oh, don't not get me started on the I can't pronounce it thing.
We're getting spicy. I can pronounce beef tallow. Ergo, it is good for me.
Yeah. And I mean, the other thing is that most of the time, like when I've gotten in these beef tallow beefs,
I love it.
I will go to these people's profiles and they will be someone selling beef tallow, of course. It's like everyone is selling beef tallow and they're in these comments. And, you know,
I am obsessed with fill in the blank.
Yeah.
My hair, my skin, my sleep has never been better.
Right. And they have these powerful stories, which I think, do go a long way with convincing people. People like a good story and they don't care that other products have been around and tested and truly work.
Right.
They're just like, oh, my friend, her skin looks great. I don't know whatever else she's doing, but she told me she's using beef tallow.
Imagine how frustrating that is for you or anybody who's trying to educate somebody.
Yeah.
I know. I get like you have to try to convince people that, large, independently funded, multi-center, double-blind trials involving thousands of participants have happened and that they have these results and, here's why they should trust that and here's why they should use it and this is the best for you. And, they're like, but you can't argue with this.
But you have Cindy from the farm.
Who said...
standing
totally
in the field, rubbing. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I heard this one anecdote on Instagram from this stranger with a discount code.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be, it's just people want that quick fix. People don't.
Yeah.
And is that a failing of the education system that we can't look at studies and interpret data? Is that a failing of the scientific community who often hides their research and results behind paywalls at the universities or on their websites? I mean, where does it fall? You don't want to just blame every person out there who's trying to do something.
I mean, is it the education system?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is it the education?
Teaching these things anymore?
No, of course. We're not teaching all.
But then also, how is that teaching? Just like what you said, if you're scrolling on your phone constantly and you just see this over and over, I mean, once you look up, I'm probably going to get inundated with beef tallow stuff now. And it's like, you're just constantly seeing that. It's like that takes over your little educated part of the brain. And
right. Well, then you're fighting against an algorithm who's trying to reinforce something. I know. And it's got to come down to, are we critically thinking? Are we being taught how to critically think? Because if you were, you would look at these two possibilities for skincare and you would make the right decision if you were thinking critically. So yes, it's got to be a mix of all of these things. So anyways, okay, we might be getting off track. And did you want to say more about this or get angrier about this? Or do you want to move on to the next question?
I don't know. What do you think?
The point is, there's better things out there.
than
right?
smelling
The
like
short of it is,
beef.
if you want to smell like, delicious old-timey McDonald's French fries that used to be cooked in beef fat, then go ahead and keep using it.
And one other thing I think is funny about this whole trend is like, it wasn't that long ago where everyone was like, it was like vegetarian, be a vegetarian and like animal,
welfare.
Animal wear. And I mean, yeah. And then now we're slathering it on our,
It's that maha.
That dichotomy.
What happened in the last
I guess.
year and a half, 2 years? Maha.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, there you go. Okay. Next question. This one asks, how can I reduce my nasolabial folds? And do I have to sleep on my back? And now I'm going to ask, what's a nasolabial fold? I know some of the words in there, but not in that context.
So this is the fold that runs from like the bottom of your nose to the corners of your lips. This line, this fold, nasolabial, labial mouth.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we all have this.
Yeah, that line.
It becomes more prominent due to age-related changes and gravity.
Sagging.
Yeah.
Okay. And this person's wondering, I guess they're noticing theirs a little bit more, and they are interested in reducing it. Wondering if sleeping on, I guess, so they're saying sleeping on your side will smush the side of your face and therefore.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it is true that sleeping, most of us, if you sleep on your sides, you can notice some asymmetries to things, to folds and changes on the face. So definitely that's possible. I don't know how many of you have tried to sleep on your back when you were a side sleeper, but
side sleeping is the best.
Very difficult to change these habits. This comes up a lot, in aesthetics, like it's also chests, like people who sleep on their sides have, especially if you have like a larger breasts, you're going to have like more wrinkles and pulling onto that side. So,
onto the side of the breast? I was thinking in the middle they would be.
Yeah, in the middle, like, because the larger breasts will like fall down, put more stress on there.
And then over time,
correct,
the skin starts to show more lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
So if you could sleep on the back, that could be helpful. Sure, if you could sleep on the back, this would be helpful in terms of the nasolabial folds. There's also a condition where I'm really often talking to people about how they need to sleep on their back versus their side, and that is this irritation that can happen in people's ear cartilage from chronic pressure. But anyway, my point is that like it's much easier said than done.
Yeah.
There are pillows that are made to try to. I mean, I've tried to use this before, and I guess it maybe deters you a little bit, but it's not easy. But other things that you might do would be to focus, talk to your dermatologist or plastic surgeon and do things that improve the volume loss that is causing this with things like filler or laser, potentially helpful, microneedling, anything that is harming your collagen is going to make this worse.
God, okay. Well, there you go. Sleep on your back if you can. It could help, but everybody just needs to strap themselves into a recliner at night.
Well, and I guess the point is that like if you're already bothered by your nasolabial folds, I don't think that sleeping on your back is going to turn it around. Like it's already.
Oh, you should have just been doing it from age 5.
Whatever contribution that's giving has given.
Yeah. All right. So just embrace the side sleep. Embrace the lines, or go find a plastic surgeon or a dermatologist with a laser. Got it. Okay. Good answer. All right. One more question and we will wrap it up. Let's do this one. This one comes from a friend, somebody we know in real life. And evidently he was traveling recently and noticed somebody get pulled out of line at TSA in the airport because they had loads and loads of bottles of, I guess, travel-sized products. And it got him wondering if you wanted to offer an idea of what is the best things to travel with, like the essentials. And I don't know, it's obviously not the same for everybody, but how about we just address, what do you travel with? What are you sure to have?
So I, in general, would always travel with my favorite cleanser, or, whatever cleanser I'm using at the time. Some micellar water for a double cleanse at night, a vitamin C containing product to use in the morning, a moisturizer, and potentially some kind of corrective treatment for bedtime, like a retinol, for example, and then a sunscreen. Are some of these things maybe optional to certain people? Possibly.
Well, sure. Everybody's going to have different needs, and depending on their age or their, what they're trying to correct or solve for.
But yeah, I think at a minimum, you take a cleanser, a sunscreen, a lotion. You could probably get away with that. But I do find that I need my vitamin C in the morning for sure.
Yeah, you listed about 6 or 7 items there just for you. So that's not okay. Now, this leads me to also the problem with airports and TSA in general in our country, because you can go on one trip, maybe hit 3 or 4 different airports on that trip if you've got connections and whatever, both there and back, and you can have 3 or 4 completely separate experiences. Differentiate
in terms of how strict they are.
Yeah. That happens with us all the time,
right?
And it's just a mess. So this person just could have been unlucky.
Yeah, I don't know. I do try to adhere to. You're supposed to have.
What's it say?
It's like a quart-sized bag that all of your liquids, gels, and aerosols are supposed to fit in, and any individual product needs to be less than, I think it's 3.4 ounces.
Right.
So, I roughly try to adhere to that, but, if I'm traveling with one of you guys, then I will be okay fudging it a little bit, because I'm like, you guys aren't really taking anything. And so, if someone asks me, I'm going to be like, oh, well, this is for all 3 of us.
Mm-hmm. And I look like a freak because I've got nothing but retinol and
12
vitamin
sunscreens
C's
with you. No. But, also it depends on where you're going. If I'm going to go to a beach, I am going to need some sunscreen, but I'll probably just buy it when I get there, because I'm going to need a big bottle of it. So yeah, there's stores most places you're going.
Yeah, as long as you're, okay.
But I don't usually take, sometimes people ask if I'll take like a red light mask or other, devices. And no, I don't usually do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that wouldn't get flagged.
Yeah, that's true.
We're talking liquids here, man. Liquids.
Yeah, and I'm really confused about that too half the time, because, again, is it, okay, certain things are clearly liquids, certain things are clearly aerosols, but if I have a sunscreen that's more like a serum, I guess that's still a liquid? Is it our lotions? Where does that fall in? I get kind of confused about all these things. So anything that might be a problem, I usually just put it in the Ziploc bag just to be safe.
Yeah. Well, like we said, some airports,
but different, applications.
Some airports, you've done exactly what you need to do. In some airports, you're literally trying to bring the plane down. Thanks. Seriously, the TSA is a jobs program.
Oh my gosh. Let's not go.
Security theater. That's all it is. All right. I'll just throw that in at the end.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I think we should wrap it up there.
Wrap it.
Nice long time here on this one. So, all right, that's it. That's what's on our minds this week. Those are some listener questions. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. And that was easily the best podcast we've ever done. Bye.
Thanks for listening. We promise to get better at this. Whether we actually do depends largely on your willingness to like, subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your coolest friends. Just kidding. We will take anyone. Cool, uncool, moisturized, unmoisturized. Stay tuned for more skincare talk with a hint of sarcasm.